Okay, here we are.
Does it work?
We're here now, for realsies. So, I guess we'll start that over again. Every moment is a perfect, beautiful snowflake, never to be recreated. Frasier reference, but whatever.
Yeah, okay, time to do that again. Thank y'all for letting us know that you could hear us.
Yeah. It's a weird thing it's been doing. It had that issue last time. I said, gotta figure out what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, hello there to all of you. So, hello there, Evie, Maximilian, and Barbarella.
Yes.
Natalia actually beat me to saying hello there to a couple of you, but hey.
Yeah.
But actually, I didn't have to admit that because no one could hear.
That's true.
Unless they could lip read.
It's hard to lip read in person. I can imagine trying to lip read in video. That sounds trickier.
No kidding. Anyway, hello there. Welcome back to Freeform Disney. Today is Falcon and the Winter Soldier time, and the second of the MCU shows, or what was originally going to be the first one, but of course when the delays happened, then WandaVision became first, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier went ahead and went up second.
Yes.
So, interesting stuff.
And these are going to be an hour-long episodes. An hour plus. As we talked about, it's going to be probably 8 hours.
Yeah, I said that's the interesting thing is we've heard, that it might even be 8 hours, although Kevin Feige then tempered expectations to not quite 8 hours.
Not quite, just 7 hours and 40 minutes.
Who knows, right? Because that's hours longer than, we had an expectation because they were all supposed to be, roughly 5-6 hours long, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. So if you're talking 8 hours, that's like an hour 20 minutes
5
per
episode.
6.
6 episodes, yeah.
6.
So that's definitely a little more than an hour per episode.
Yeah, if so, an hour 20, right?
Oh, yeah, and totally, Evie. It's like the video hadn't even started at 5 dislikes. Like, what?
That actually gives it one of the most dislikes of any video on the history of the channel, actually. That's part of the bizarre piece of it right there. Mm. I mean, I can count, I think it's on pretty close to one hand the number of videos that have actually gotten 5 or more dislikes. And apparently, hey, how dare you be streaming Falcon and the Winter Soldier later? I guess.
Or how dare you not be streaming it now?
Right, something like that. I don't know.
And I love your quotes, Evie. Definitely.
Yes.
I do love. I'm with you to the line.
Gotta have the Zemo quote in there. Oh,
yeah, and the Zemo quote.
By the way, let me toss it in here because I got this up just a little bit before we went live here. A little bit before, but that right there is the Zemo was right misunderstood Marvel villain one over on the Freeform Marvel channel. So people will probably be interested in that, watch it at some point there.
Yep.
It made it up before Falcon and the Winter Soldier started. Just
barely, but made it. That's something that's been asked for too about Zemo as a misunderstood villain.
Yes, Darscal asked for it back previously. So, yep.
Hi, YouTuber.
Yes, hello there, YouTuber, as well. Definitely. And I think I've said hello to everybody back since we went ahead and actually had the audio back, right? I think I have. If not, hello there, Evie. Hello there, Maximilian. And hello there to Barbarella. I think I did that already. But it's hard.
Never had too many hellos and shout-outs, right?
Pretty much.
Like saying hi to our friends.
Oh, yeah. Indeed. Oh, and by the way, feel free to click that like button down below. Help YouTube think the video is great so lots of people will pop on by. If you're new, what we're going to go ahead and do, you'll pull up your copy over of Disney Plus, and we'll all watch through Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We'll have a timer up above the heads up here.
I can see that.
So that'll go ahead and make sure that you can sync to our time. Also, we'll have a little display in the bottom side down there. That will go ahead and give you a bit of a visual indication, but not enough to really be able to watch the show because, copyright issues right there. So.
Yeah. Ooh, the second hello didn't feel as sincere, Jeremy. You're letting people down, man.
Well, hello there. And hello there. And hello there.
Hello.
And hello there to you, too. Interesting. They're advertising the one and only Ivan up again over
That's
on Disney
odd
Plus.
since it's been like
a while.
out for a while now.
It's just cycled through some of the old ones on occasion. Mm-hmm. I didn't think they got that great a reception to it because we didn't... Yeah, I mean, they weren't advertising it very long on the top side.
No.
Yes.
Such a series.
Oh, so looking forward to this right here. I mean, it was my number 2 most excited thing that I'm looking forward to for the year for the MCU. So, number 2. WandaVision was 1.
Oh my god, it's going to be so fun to see their dynamic. We just watched Civil War like earlier today. Just love the movie so much. And just watching their interactions when they're fighting Spider-Man. Their quips with each other makes me so excited to see how they're going to go about in the series.
Yeah, it's a great odd couple right there.
Yeah.
Dang, it'll be fun. Can you move? Yes, we can move. We can move.
I think I'm in the picture.
Yeah, you're in the picture. No.
Kirk thinks of his son back being in it.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Did you run your Kurt and Zach? Oh, my brain.
He's better with names than me. I'm like Kurt and Zach.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, there should have been quotations. Oh, yeah. You're talking about them in the car, right?
Yeah. Can you repeat? No. Yeah.
Missed that one at first. Radio. There we go.
And we just watched the movie, too.
Yeah. Kurt and Zach. What am I thinking about on Kurt and Zach here, though? Kurt thinks of his son Zach being in it. Yeah, I'm just not sure of who the Kurt and Zach is that we're referencing on this one. Gotta give me some more. Well, yeah, Kurt Russell. Okay, Zach Russell's in it. Did I miss that? Oh, Wyatt Russell. Wyatt, right? I didn't realize Wyatt Russell was Kurt Russell's son. Okay.
The more you know. Yeah, the YouTuber Winter Soldier and Civil War, and this series definitely seems like it might have a similar take in that style.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like over 6 hours long. And it's so fun because you get to see much more of the characters, get to interact much more in the world. It's like movies are awesome, but the series is like so much more time with the characters, and you get to know them a little bit more intimately than you do in the movies. And I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, yes. I mean, there's going to be so much time right there. Heck, they've even talked about how much that we've got some really good storylines for each of the characters that are separate from the plot, which is nice.
Yes. Just those kind of just getting into the characters more, not necessarily just plot devices. I just want to connect more with the characters.
Oh, and that's what's great about these shows right here. It's like so much in the MCU because it's been a movie, and then hey, 2 years later we see a character again. You get like these little tidbits they toss in and seed into the movie, and you just have to like try to read between the lines of what's happened to them the last couple of years.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
And how you see, like, the characters start to get to know each other better. I love the scene with the hammer of the not worthy one, where they're all trying to pick up the hammer. just like moments like that are just so much fun.
Oh, no kidding. Let's see. YouTuber, yes, you are right. It is Wyatt Russell. Yes, indeed. It's Wyatt Russell, who is playing, well, a character.
A character.
Well, I mean, he's called John Walker is the name of the character. We just don't really know much of anything about John Walker. So he's a new character to the MCU. But hey, we'll find out that he's actually another one of those kids of Ego, but one of the failed kids. You didn't know. This is Star-Lord's brother.
Ooh. I don't think they're going to go that way.
That would be funny, though, wouldn't it?
It would, considering the connection.
There we go. There's a theory right there.
Oh, God. You heard it here first.
He is playing a son of Ego. Moving right along.
Oh, yes, I'd love to see Old Man Cap in the series, even if briefly.
I don't think we will.
Don't expect it, considering his contract is just for the movies, but it would be fun.
Right, he was done. There was talk about him coming back and whatnot, but unless they did reshoots to fit him in, the timing would be too late to be in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Also, to be honest, I don't think I want to see him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Interesting.
I mean, the storyline is really about moving on beyond Cap. To then have Cap in there feels like you are going back to the very crutch that you're trying to... Well, part of the story is about moving on beyond him. Mm-hmm. So, in that sense, I don't think I really do want to see him in here. Yes, and later in the MCU, but not in this series.
Interesting, yeah. Unless he's used as a point of being able to get over, like that goodbye.
Right.
Like we had that goodbye at the end of Endgame and all, but they could also do an extra like overcoming that part there too. But yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Trying to function without Captain America was like a huge pillar, especially to Bucky and Sam too. They were the ones who were kind of like on the run with Cap as well.
Well, not Bucky, group. But...
Well, yeah, not Bucky, that's true. Yeah, different.
He was frozen
connection.
carbonite. Well, not carbonite. Football scene in the trailer. Yeah, that'll be fun.
One of the debates as to put up the background was also that football star thing, but because Jeremy and I are so big in the picture, it just wouldn't look too good because it just looked like some sort of sports thing.
Yeah, you can see it there. That was another one.
You can barely see it's a star. What?
Well, actually, the way we're sitting, you at least get it right here in the middle.
The A.
Also had the city, as a potential background. It just doesn't mean enough, though.
Not really.
And hey, if you didn't like that, we could have Sam being, pensive and thoughtful in a reflection over there on the side. See, a couple of different options.
A funeral for Cap would definitely be like the solidifying that's it ending.
It would, but again, there's no reason for Cap to die anytime soon. With the super soldier serum, we clearly have said that he's got a long life. I mean, heck...
I did look pretty sprightly when he gave the shield away, but you never know.
Well, when you note that at that point, he's lived, probably another 70 to 80 years beyond all the other characters. Which, by the way, that's the other problem with bringing him back in, is his...
It's 12.
His relationship to both Bucky and Sam has to be really weird when you've been gone for like 75 to 80 years, roughly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like old childhood friends to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been that long. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think
about. Kind of moved on from there and obviously in hiding for all those years because he didn't pop up anywhere.
So episode 1 is 50 minutes minus 50 minutes. Whatever amount of end credits.
Like 10 minutes worth of credits? Not just
probably just a little bit.
Definitely Disney Plus loves just putting super credits at the end of stuff.
Super credits. Superheroes, super credits.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's the whole reason.
We go big or go home.
Something like that.
Alrighty, so we're pulling that up.
Yep, so make sure to get pulling it up on your own, and if you're having any problems, let us know down below. We certainly haven't run into any issues on our side. So
nope, quick sailing
it'll be the same for everyone else.
Mm-hmm. I like the not the finale, but the pre-finale of WandaVision. How we had to wait like 20 minutes to get in.
Oh, no kidding,
that
right?
Was fun.
Let's get our
alrighty.
If we can't hear, that's going to be our own little problem.
Hope you enjoy it as well.
Yes. Likewise. Let's all definitely hope we're going to enjoy it. I mean, I'd be surprised if we didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so once again, the reminder for everyone, in case you are new, we are going to have a timer up over our heads up here. That'll be the time as to what time it is down over here on the side. You'll get a little visual reference if you need that to go ahead and help queue up.
Yep.
But yeah, no audio playing through or anything else like that.
Yeah. Don't want copyright claims.
And we don't see anybody in the channel having any problems, so we're going to assume there aren't any. And then we are going to go ahead and get ready to start on up the episode. Natalia's going to give us our countdown.
All right, so 3, 2, 1, start.
There we go. Ever popular MCU intro.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Wonder what it'll look like when it comes to Phase 5 with all of our new characters we're bringing in. We're bringing in so many people here in 4.
And I love how they have been incorporating them a bit within these.
But man, as it gets bigger and bigger, who do you feature each time? How do you fit everyone in, right?
Iron Man is going to be featured for a while, even though he's technically gone. Yeah, and Cap.
It's a nice way to start here. All kinds of formal. Nice fresh paint job on there and all. From again, it's still crazy to think that's 5 years post Infinity War.
And he and Bucky had been blipped.
Yep, they were. So was Sharon Carter as well. We don't know about Zemo, though. I'm going to guess he wasn't. Oh wow, we're straight up here in the sky, huh? I thought with the suit that we were going to head somewhere else first. Oh, we're going to get this scene right off the bat early on, huh?
Yeah.
With some of this flying. I mean, certainly this isn't the other piece with Bucky up in there as well, but... such a fun way to pop in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, our chance to really see the flying has been so limited in the movies. But, oh, this is fun. Like...
Like,
oh, no
really?
kidding, right? Oh, that's great.
A little drone.
Uh-huh. Hey, you gotta thank the drone. I'm still curious if we're going to get him any kind of extra strength or anything beyond being a normal human.
The
that's
wings
so
are
cool.
bigger. The wing shield is bigger for sure.
Is it?
Yeah, from at least the Civil War.
Yeah, that's what, well, that's what I was
I
trying to
don't
compare
remember.
it to, but it's like, yeah, it feels like it's got more of an arch to it, on
More
the two
longer from
sides
top to bottom,
than it
eh?
was before. Yeah,
Could be wrong.
maybe, yeah.
Good question. Wonder what role Zemo will play.
I mean, we know from the trailer that he's on his same old mission of getting rid of, or at least weakening superpowered people. Mm-hmm. But beyond that...
Beyond that.
Of course, amusingly, at least at this point, Falcon isn't a superpowered person. Bucky is.
Bucky is, but not Falcon.
Oh,
That's
so
cool.
cool.
Interesting how it's kidnapping is their main point here.
And they had their escape plan in that one already.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they didn't count on running into someone like that, but still.
Being able to watch that.
Oh, no kidding.
That's a cool skydiving outfit.
Oh, this had to be a fun thing to shoot, too.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Falcon definitely has the upper edge in this glide and flying match.
Uh-huh. Well, again, he's actually flying. They're just falling.
With style.
Or at least I think so. I mean, I start questioning it the more they keep pulling this
Yeah.
off. Woo. I wonder how much AI is in Red Wing there. I mean, the way he talks to it. I mean, granted, he's made a personality for it anyway. We knew that already back in Civil War, but there's some autonomy to it because I don't think he completely controls it all the time. It's just too much to control all at once.
He's dead.
Yeah, just a bit.
Ugh, so close.
Yeah. By the way, our guy in the helicopter's been bugging me. Is it that I recognize him from the trailer, or is he one of the people from Winter Soldier that was on the ship? The guy who seemed to be in charge of this whole thing right here. I mean, one of the two people on the ship at the beginning of Winter Soldier in that whole action scene. I feel like it might be. I don't know. To double check that one. Because we don't want to go into the border, beyond the border into Libya there. Woo! Some fun fast flying there.
Yeah.
Dang. I wonder how much after Endgame we are right now. I know we're shortly after it. But I'm not sure exactly the time frame. Dang. And this is part of what we expect to see with, Falcon being major here. Get to see some flying going on. And I'm sorry, watching Iron Man in the air, fun, definitely. Seeing Falcon in the air with the wings and everything, and the acrobatics.
Oh yeah,
man.
the flexibility, the back forth moves. Oh.
I really think he is the person we saw back in Winter Soldier at that beginning ship scene. Anyway.
Yes,
Interconnected
CGI
universe
is
if so
movie
right
quality.
there.
It's like,
Oh, yeah, no
series
kidding.
has gone a long way.
No kidding. And the budget they're putting into everything here. I mean, that's fully their point. So that it's not a lesser quality, right?
And I remember
What?
when big movie actors didn't want to do series acting
Once
because
upon
it
a
was
time.
like beneath.
Not anymore now.
No.
So it's been at least a half year after Endgame. Amusingly, this does take place after WandaVision then. Because WandaVision's just a few weeks after the Endgame right there. That's cool. What a mess. It's like, no, you upended the entire world once, and then you did it again 5 years later. It's like, phew. You would wonder a little, wouldn't you? I mean, Iron Man, we all know what happened.
Yeah.
That's pretty public. But how do you explain what happened to Cap? Uh, what's that big stadium? You saw it in the background?
Roadie.
Rhodey. It's interesting to say you respect the legacy and then reject it at the exact same time. Right.
Because he passed down the legacy to him, but he just can't accept it.
I know. But you still that. I mean, you're still rejecting it at the exact same moment, right? And putting in favor your view of that legacy instead. It's raining on Bucky. This is a cool room. Oh, just noticed that thing's showing black there. It was showing earlier. Weird. I'm just going to turn it off. Back to how this is certainly one of the pieces this show deals with.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful shot with the reflection.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I certainly know this place from the trailer. So we back in the past because he's got the old arm.
Yeah, and he's got the mask thing over his mouth too, and the long hair.
Exactly, the mask, the old arm. So that's what's up with our color tones too, was to go ahead and indicate we're in the past. These are fun memories to keep remembering, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's one hell of a lot of nightmares, so. This would be a horrible therapy thing to have to be in. Client who has no interest in being in there. And having Steve around would have helped a lot right there. No? I said having Steve around would have helped a lot right there.
Yeah.
What's his connection to him?
I don't know.
I mean, are we talking... I mean, he's pretty old. I mean, he's got to be related to somebody back from the 40s, right?
Maybe. Bingo.
Good wingman.
It feels like.
The mochi's just not good. Oh. Gotcha. The person we saw that he killed, the innocent person back there. Well.
That's some guilt.
Yeah. All the people you've killed, right? Ay, ay, ay. Whether or not you were in control, but the fact is you remember it all. It was quote unquote you. It's like,
yeah, and you remember that. You remember
Yeah.
every time, every person you killed, every mission.
I don't know how you deal with that right there. A lifetime of that, and yes, you two were definitely enjoying the episode. How about you?
Just since we get into deeper into themes that we just didn't have time for in the movies.
No kidding,
already.
right? Well, we just don't have that kind of time. When there's movies and so much plot to get through so fast. We're actually finding out about Sam's family. Then you're just all of a sudden back. You know, after these kind of things have been decided. And, oh, man, it's such a mess. It's cool to see
Sound like
actually
that
some
was a
family of
sister,
Sam,
yeah.
some more of his life, right? Didn't even know we had family.
No.
Oh, I love the character exploration too, YouTuber. It's like, this is what, you know, I really hope for out of the shows. The depth that we can get. Dang, how do you... I mean, back to the uneven relationships because of that 5-year blip, right? She
Yeah, they
didn't get blipped. She had
Yeah.
to keep dealing with everything
And he
move
didn't.
on. And now he comes back, and for him, the relationship and everything else is exactly where it left off 5 years earlier. But it can't be that for
Can't?
her. It's like, man.
A lot she's
But
been
yeah.
through while he's been blipped.
Yeah, and that's just siblings, let alone parents and kids and everything else, and, you know, any romantic interests.
Used to be
Yeah.
partners and
Ay. Wouldn't want to think about being a programmer. Programming languages all moved on that far in 5 years. Or anything else. Oof.
Poor circulation.
You want to be honest about the end? No.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, exactly, YouTuber. And that 5-year gap.
Oh yeah, character spoilations would really need to see. Long time ago.
Yeah. You have to know he was in his 20s.
Interesting point to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And no understanding of what you did and why that just set him off there. How could you? I mean, how can you even explain that? It doesn't make sense that you did back whenever. Unless it's relatively recent.
Not crossing that one off anytime soon.
Yeah, how can you?
A lot more complicated to fix.
Oh, you're talking about things that can't be fixed.
Yeah.
Ton of unfixable situations. Now, he has been back for, what, probably a half year or so, we're assuming, from the 6-month comment. But that's about it. Switzerland, huh? Yeah, here's her.
Mm-hmm.
Right outside the bank.
Fun.
Well, if you have a whole bunch of people grouped up there, that definitely would make it trickier. Holy
Okay.
dang.
Don't get close to him. That
Yeah, I
was
sure
not
as heck wouldn't
smart.
have. Didn't seem exactly the
Ugh.
wisest move you've ever made, man. Dang.
Oh. Lucky he didn't get killed. Yeah, don't get close to someone when you
Yeah,
have a gun. That's
well,
not smart.
yeah, but murdering would make it,
Well, don't
much.
shoot the guy, but don't
Right,
get
right.
close so they can
No,
do
my,
that
my
either.
point was the reason he didn't get killed is that raises, what just
Uh-huh.
happened rather than just being a robbery.
Yep.
Nah.
Uh,
Considering who he is.
mm-hmm.
A little meta question. No. Right. Oh, jeez. Phew.
Seeing everything crumble around you and not being able to do anything.
Uh-huh.
So it sounds like his dad died while he was snapped away.
I wasn't clear on that one way or the other. I felt like it was before that.
Sounded like it. Mm-hmm.
Secure, huh? Just... Gotta tell you, taking up that mantle yourself probably would have been the better call here.
Mm-hmm. That was the same guy from the helicopter, wasn't it? The guy when he winked.
I mean,
To the camera.
heck if you could tell for sure under that, I don't know.
I recognize the face. And obviously the wink seemed
Yeah,
like
which person are you referencing who winked
the
on
Captain
the
America, the new Captain America. guy.
Yes, on the...
From the helicopter that kept trying to take the other guy away.
Well, we killed everybody except their head person.
Yeah.
No, it's certainly not that guy.
Oh, okay. It was someone we knew, because otherwise he wouldn't have winked to the camera like that. I just not sure who.
Okay. I mean, one assumes it's somebody we might know because he's under a mask, but again, not that person though. I mean, he never would have gotten in here. Also, he doesn't have that same build. He looks different. Again, I really do think that was our person from beginning of Winter Soldier.
Maybe not, but it had to be someone we already knew, though.
Yeah, that's what I was been saying, Maximilian, earlier, that the terrorist from the helicopter was also that ship scene at the beginning of Winter Soldier. As I said, I definitely think that is the case, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Could be.
And he clearly survived the end of that, too. We saw him make it out.
Yeah.
So. Oh, it's probably Wyatt Russell, if I had to make a guess, right? Seems a fair guess it's Wyatt Russell who's being the new Cap right there.
There we go.
Well, I mean, we know he has a big role, right? Since we've actually made a deal about him, that makes sense as to where to put him. Which, if that's the case, means that we've never seen him before inside the MCU.
So, that was the first episode.
Oh, well, it's why in the pieces with the football field you never got a good view of Cap, huh?
Makes sense, because it wasn't our Cap or Falcon or anything. Nope.
Bingo. Oh, man, turning that down. Not your best call ever right there, bud.
Definitely nice that we got a little bit of in on the characters. And just, we're taking it slow. Well, we're like building it. Kind of building the background and kind of building just how they're having to manage what happened with the blip or what happened with their past. So looking forward to when they both have to come together. But for now, it's really nice that we are kind of starting just individually.
Oh, yeah. I said, I don't think it'll take too much longer for them to pop together. I'd be surprised, but after all, can't wait too long on it. But yeah. Nah, nice
Star-Lord's half brother.
I wonder how long it'll take for Zemo to pop in. That's one of my questions.
Good question.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's not till episode 3.
He's a failed equal child.
Was it? A failed equal child. Yeah. Nah, I definitely really enjoyed it. You want to talk about something that's night and day from the feel of WandaVision right there. Regardless of whether we're talking the more, sitcom-y pieces or the pieces that are more outside later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because WandaVision had you like guessing at every turn and just more questions upon more questions upon more questions.
Yeah.
But this episode is much more of a just slower pace, just small glimpse look at into how their lives are right now.
Also, I mean, even in the end of WandaVision, we were in the final episode, right? And it's got that feel. Its feel is, I mean, it's no longer the sitcom feel, of course, but it's much more the glitz and glam, almost in the way that it goes about. It feels more Avengers-y, maybe Age of Ultron-y in style, whereas this definitely has the grit of, say, Winter Soldier.
Yep.
As far as the movie styles are concerned. But this is much more of a drama than even that. Mm-hmm. Certainly with its action, too. No doubt about that.
Yeah, no doubt.
But, yeah, we're really digging in. Mm-hmm. Which is nice.
And, man, Sam is just so out of touch. It'll make sense that the banks would have changed their policies, considering after everyone got snapped back.
Oh, especially for black people. I mean,
yeah, especially for that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Even him being Falcon was not enough to...
yeah, that was my thought, too, Barbara. That was Wyatt Russell. It makes sense. You're saying love what's happening with Bucky. Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Nicely done.
And to see him just try to make amends in any way that he can, based on everyone he's killed or wronged. And big task.
Personally, I love what's going on with Sam as a character, too. I said, you say you're not impressed with him, but I said, no, I love what's going on with him. I said, it really
he seems to be really in a state of denial, kind of not wanting things to change and just trying to keep things as they are and not adjusting well to change.
Exactly. I mean, you can tell where his character arc is, got to go over the course of the show.
Yeah, he has to start to face a little bit of the reality that, Cap's not coming back. People do need this symbol, especially at this time, and the instability, what happened with the blip, now everyone's back, and it's just all kind of half chaotic. And yet he's not understanding, not taking that role.
Mm-hmm. I've got to say, if you're Cap, you're still alive. You see this going on with your title. It's like, ugh. But you still can't just come back. It just doesn't work. As much as you might wish you could come back and say something.
Yeah.
There's no clean way to do it, but oh, what a mess. Yeah. So, here's my next question. How does he then get back to being, Captain America by the end of this? Because I am going to make I said, put your theories out there, but I will bet that Falcon ends up as Captain America by the end of the series, or before.
But I don't think it's going to happen till 2 or 3 episodes in at the very least.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
Because there are 6 episodes.
I can say it won't happen until at least 2-3 episodes, and that's the next episode.
Well, I meant 2 or 3 episodes more from this one.
No, I would agree entirely. I wouldn't expect it to be soon.
Yeah. Especially since it's going to take a little bit to uncover this new Captain America as likely not being a really good fit for reasons.
Yeah. 100% agreed right there. Oh, hey, there we go. The episode title in this one was New World Order. There's a fun title for you. New World Order. Didn't pay attention to that one at first, but... Yes,
I love that we started to get some normal people's point of view. That's been something that's really been lacking a lot in the movies.
There's just not time for it, and that's part of the advantage of a series is we can do it. Yes. Thank you so much right there.
Yes. And then getting to see Sam's sister, too, and how she's having to manage all that. 5 years.
Yep, indeed. Did we see War Machine? Oh, yeah, I commented on Rhodey. As soon as we got that first shot that Rhodey was in the background, before we even got the full shot that was just Rhodey. Definitely.
It was neat to have him in there.
Just end the movie with his dancing with Peggy.
Oh, old man Cap. Well, Isn't Peggy gone at this point?
Well, yeah, Peggy.
Yeah,
Peggy
that's what I was
died
gonna say,
back
'cause
over
Peggy
in Civil
died
War.
back in yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But-
I can't have him dancing.
No. He was talking. He was Maximilian. I think was talking about Endgame right there. I guess he didn't like seeing Old Man Cap. I mean, we did end the movie with the dancing with Peggy because that actually was after seeing Old Man Cap. But personally, I loved it. So I said I have no complaints there. And oh man, where we're going with it now and the mess. It's like Blaine developing right up off of Sam's first reaction and response. It's like
Yeah.
and let's be frank, it's not a surprise that the U.S. government / military might take a different opinion if you want to turn it down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They're definitely going to take advantage of that situation to make sure they put someone they want there.
Mm-hmm.
Agendas.
Well, I mean, think of who has the ability to have that kind of strength and representation. I mean, you had both Iron Man and Captain America that had those kind of giant, bigger-than-life presences as far as, the U.S. is concerned anyway. Mm-hmm. I mean, who else really has that after this?
Good question.
I mean, Hulk has no interest in it, really.
No.
Let's be frank. He's been around for years and doesn't care. So no Bruce Banner, going ahead and doing that. And, I mean, Falcon's off in his own place. Sorry, not Falcon.
Yeah.
Hobbit to say Hawkeye. But, Clint's off, living in his home life. He wouldn't get involved in this. And, well, then Thor's off doing whatever Thor's doing. And everybody else is dead as far as the original Avengers are concerned.
Yep.
Or old. Very old. And inexplicably old and can't really explain that to you all.
Yeah, good luck trying to explain that as to why. Yeah, no.
So, I mean, it's one of those, you don't really, I mean, and any of the other newer Avengers aren't big enough with that kind of presence.
No. So I'm not sure, and I still don't think they'd really, if they had their choice, I don't think they'd pick someone from the Avengers. They'd rather someone they think they can control.
Of course they would. Yeah, as I said, only if Sam had taken that and in a way tried to force the issue early on, then he could have done it.
that would have had to been the point.
And he could have become that symbol right there. Even then, the government might have tried to insert a different symbol as well.
Mm-hmm. Especially since they know that he didn't sign the Accords early on, so they know that his ideals don't necessarily align with theirs.
Oh, yeah. Nice and tricky, right?
Oh, yeah. I had that thought, Evie, about Bucky not getting to be Cap for a little while. It's like, I wanted him to be Cap for a little while, but it's like the more that I think about it, that there's this set of, it's like it's hard because at least my view of Captain America is kind of much more of this really, really big justice focus, like this really like over idealistic and Bucky is to a point that definitely does not have that.
Right. I mean, in this Bucky, I don't see him ever taking up the mantle of Captain America. It's just not who this Bucky is, regardless of what's happened in the comics, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they're not the same character, not the same person, so... Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Sam most certainly is the closest spiritual successor we can talk about, but he doesn't have that confidence yet.
No.
He never did quite have that. I mean, that kind of position. But he wasn't in that spot in the first place.
No. It's still really odd considering how Sam fights and how he flies to have a random circular shield. It's like I thought doesn't quite fit his fighting style, but hey, it's a symbol, I guess, is the important piece.
Indeed. But I wonder how long till we do see him with the shield, right? Because we've seen him practicing with the shield. In the trailer. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, that does not feel like that's an episode 6 kind of thing.
No. Although WandaVision had a piece of the trailer from what episode?
True, but it feels like I think we would want more time to deal with it than that.
I would think so.
But hey, again,
so maybe episode 4 or something.
Yeah, on the other hand, maybe that's what season 2 is for.
There we go.
I mean, we don't know if there's a season 2 to this. I mean, the only things we know that have a second season are Loki has a second season, and the What If show, which is not canon, has a second season. But, of course, the door was heavily left open for him, and this the two of them feel like an easy thing to be able to have more seasons of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no reason to expect that they wouldn't be able to team up again here in the future and keep knowing each other. Again, as the two closest friends Steve Rogers had, I mean, they're natural people to be close to each other.
Yep.
They just are.
They have that shared connection.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I would be surprised not to see more seasons of this somewhere in the future, to be honest. I don't see either of them dying or retiring fully
No,
anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
And not even Bucky, who would be the closer to retiring, to be frank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I agree, Maximilian is like, he was such a great symbol, not because of superhero son, but because of his integrity. Yep. His sense of justice and, doing what was right.
And I agree, Barbarella. Yes, I think eventually, I mean, really both of the two, I think their big character arcs are getting to the point where they could take up those mantles, whether it be for Sam taking up the mantle of Captain America or for Bucky really getting to the point where he could take up the mantle of the White Wolf. Mm-hmm. So, and neither of them are at that spot right now, clearly.
No, they've got a little bit to go for that.
A lot to talk about how much the vibraniums are worth and whatnot. Yeah, well, Cap's shield wouldn't just be worth the vibranium, though. Way more than the vibranium value.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's such a thing that's priceless when it comes to it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Sam is a veteran who's always helping out. Yep. Favorite part of the episode? Huh. I like angst. So I think my favorite part of the episode is where Sam failed to get the loan, because it was kind of like the twist of reality check that he felt that he could, make it through, make it work as long as he tried. But there was that reality check in terms of that he has limits, and there are limits that he doesn't quite understand as well since he's been 5 years gone. And I think that is definitely going to help with his growth, and really the interaction between him and his sister, and that kind of conflict between the idealism kind of reminded me of like what the show of Wanda and WandaVision, where the agent dude, I can't remember what his name is, says that you don't the bad guy-ish leader.
Oh, Hayward.
Hayward, yeah. He kind of said, you don't know what it was like to live the 5 years in the blip. You don't know what we had to do, what we had to endure, and just seeing it play out between Sam and his sister is like even more depth to that.
Indeed. My favorite part would also be Sam, but a different spot. Sam on the boat. Mm-hmm. As I said, it's on the boat where he's really, I mean, all of what's going on is really hitting him, and you're seeing that on him. And it's kind of also his interaction with the boat that is also kind of our metaphor and the existentializing what's going on inside him.
That's not working.
Right. And just that interaction and how that's all playing in him. So it's still Sam, but different moment. I mean, Bucky would hit some of my other moments, but Sam would take the cake for favorite moments in here. Some good Bucky stuff in here, too, to be sure.
Oh, yeah. And I definitely want to see some more of that too. Just looking at that book and seeing all those names, and especially that time where he looked at the book and wasn't able to obviously cross anything off because he's not able to make amends, nor did he find the courage to be able to tell the father what he had done to the son, and a lot of guilt from that.
Let's see. For YouTuber, it's the first action sequence for the action. It's like, that was
nicely
so
done.
Good.
With all the flying and just seeing Falcon just do all the twists and turns.
So fun watching Falcon in the air. I mean, again, in a way we've never seen, really. I mean, we've seen him fly in Infinity War. We saw him fly in Civil War.
It's mostly like the
little bit of flying elsewhere,
glide.
Between Ultron, etc. Not Ultron, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But this, yeah. Anyway. And yours was Rhodey and Sam talking there, Barbarella. Yeah, that was a really good section there, too. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the early part of those issues, and also seeing how the two connect, right? I mean, Rhodey's in an interesting spot, too, with Iron Man being gone. Just because he's the next most recognizable suit person in that sense. But again, he's not Iron Man. No one's ever going to view him as Iron Man. I mean, again, his story is, hey, boom, I set the tank down. Which doesn't impress anyone. Well, okay, it doesn't impress anyone who, is in the Avengers.
Yeah.
So it impresses everyone else.
That was a fun scene.
And let's see.
The part for Evie was the part where with Bucky and the guy who's heavily implied that Bucky kills. Yeah. Yeah, that scene was painful. First, we're kind of like, why, are they spending time together? And once you find out, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and you get the relevance of that flashback.
Oh, yeah.
And seeing the pain in Bucky's eyes and the guy's eyes.
Yeah, and when Barbarella, you were saying, mentioning that, yeah, sure, he did go ahead and call Bucky the White Wolf. But then again, back to the point, also, you can say that Steve went ahead and essentially called Sam Captain America. He essentially did. Hey, this is your shield now. That's as close to that. So just because they've gotten that name and that title from someone else doesn't mean they've gotten to the point they're willing to take up the title. That they feel it applies to them yet. And I really don't think Bucky's at that spot either right now. But yeah, sure he did say that. And that was at the end of Civil War, right? No, not Civil War. Which movie was that at the end of? That at the end of Black Panther? It was a button at the end of Black Panther. That's where it's at. Yeah, I think it's a button at the end of Black Panther. Let's see.
Maximilian, you liked Bucky talking to the therapist. That was definitely an interesting interaction. He's trying to say, no, I don't have any nightmares. The therapist obviously knew it was lying, but yeah.
And you agree with the interactions there?
I'm not an expert to be able to comment on that. Well, it was definitely an interesting approach, and I'm wondering if part of the military background, is part in that more, because we use it. Therapies can take a soft approach to clients or a firmer approach to clients, and I'm wondering it's because of the military veteran climate that's why the therapist chose a more firmer approach to try and get through. Well, again, I don't know how representative that is of actual therapy either. Yeah. Sometimes shows don't have the right representation of that. And that's not really the point of that interaction either.
Well, and again, it's a messy one because, again, he's not there by his own choice.
Well, there's a lot of therapies in that clients are not there by their own choice.
Right,
either.
But that changes the interaction a fair bit, right?
Depends.
Yeah. Weaseling out just depends.
Well, it does. Also, therapist style matters, and a lot more factors.
Yep. Hoping to see more scenes like that.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, we will. I know that. I mean, heck, we see her with both of the two of them in the trailer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Where they're sitting, kind of facing each other.
Yeah.
not in a fun spot with each other. Oh, that's going to be a fun scene.
And it makes sense, too, because we have people Sam can talk to. He would open up a little more, whether it's with his sister or maybe we'll bring Rhodey back in or whoever. Bucky's not going to open up that kind of way otherwise. Maybe a little to Sam, but even that I think is a hard one for him. Mm-hmm. So having the therapist in there allows us to get that conversation out of him a bit.
Should be fun.
Yeah. Somebody talking about Armor Wars coming up. Oh, that's going to be fun with Rhodey right there. It's that's coming up. I'm guessing year after next. I'm guessing that's a 2023, but I'm not sure. Could be 2022. Let's see.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I was. That was my first wondering. Was maybe a Howling Commando somebody else he knew from within that area?
Yeah, and I was
It's
thinking,
like,
but they'd be over 100 by this
Yeah, that
point.
was my problem.
And I was trying to just do the math in my head, and it wasn't working.
well, that's why
That
my
makes
brain
sense.
also said, maybe it's the son of someone, that he knew.
Yeah, but
or
then it wouldn't be
something.
close, and
Yeah. But it's like that. Oh yeah. That was. Should have seen that one coming.
oh yeah, definitely it'll be fun to see them take out the Baldos. Yup.
Yes.
They take a little bit, and they're taking their time with it. As you can see, it's like it's really like this journey that we're on for them to just take their
Indeed.
places, find where they feel they belong.
Yeah, indeed. Nice foreshadowing in Infinity War. Foreshadowing of what? I'm
Talking
missing
about the
some.
Armor Wars, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Go ahead and toss more in on that because I'm not sure what that one's a reference to there. Let's see. What future MCU project are we most excited for after Falcon and the Winter Soldier? And for you, it's Spider-Man, No Way Home, or X-Men whenever they get to it. Well, that's gonna be
Yeah,
a while.
whatever they get to.
Well, I mean,
Definitely Spider-Man for me. I love Spider-Man. Like, ugh.
Yeah, but if we can include whatever we want, since you're including an X-Men,
Nah.
then I'm just going to go 10 years down the road and talk about the next giant Avengers crossover event that is to the level of what we went ahead and did with Thanos. Boom. There we go.
Well, it's funny because that seems like so far out.
excuse
Like, no, there can't be like another big movie like that. Nothing can top
just-
Endgame.
of course
But
it
I thought
can.
that kind of about Avengers too, and I was like, wow, getting them all together.
way
You
back.
know, hard to juggle 6. 6 heroes
Oh, man,
in
they
one
got
movie.
6 heroes plus all the other characters in
I
Avengers.
know,
Wow.
like, can't do better than that. And then, like, what?
Civil War.
She's like,
Hey, how about we have 12 Avengers in one thing?
you're
Plus
like,
everyone
that's
else.
just pushing the envelope. And you had, like, 2 new ones? Black Panther and Spider-Man, too?
Then let's go forward another couple of years and do Infinity War with an insane
20-something
and
heroes
it
or whatever.
worked.
Next would be 40.
It mind-blowingly worked. And it only a 2.5-hour movie.
Yeah. Just
mean-
like, yeah.
Dang.
Doom. Oh, yeah.
That's still
Been
something that,
definitely waiting for
that
Doom.
impresses me is how Infinity War worked. Mm-hmm. Again, the writing and directing on that, and of course the editing too. It's a dang.
Oh, yeah.
So impressed.
And even on Disney Plus, if you click on the movie and click on the extras, there's a few deleted scenes as well that we've been watching that you can tell why, they kind of deleted some of the stuff.
Okay, so let's see. So I'll give some answers to the question. Let's see if it's this year. I mean, WandaVision and then followed by this were my 2 tops. Loki was behind that, so Loki would be my next highest thing for this year. As far as the all the things that have been announced, I think I'm going Black Panther 2, but I mean talking Guardians 3, talking Black Panther, 2 is, obviously, as I was saying, in there, but also we got the Fantastic Four movie coming up. Actually, a good one. Okay, I'm just saying it now. It's going to be a good movie.
Just because it's the
It's
MCU and the writers and directors, and yeah, they've been doing a really good job with
By the
it.
way, if he's a Marion, speaking of a person that could have that kind of stature to actually, really stand up as far as someone in the Avengers kind of world, even though he's not an Avenger per se, but whatever, you get the point. But yeah, no, there, and then Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. I mean, there's some huge ones coming up soon, and even just starting just next year. Things that haven't been announced yet, though. I said yes when the X-Men finally get introduced. I mean, that's no doubt, definitely of high interest.
I just wonder how they're going
I-
to reconcile that.
I don't know either. I mean, it's my big worry. I mean,
Big theme of the X-Men is that
They've
that
been there under that
discrimination
persecution.
against mutants, and
Yeah. that's
not what it is now.
I don't know. I trust them to find a good way to do it, but I just don't know what it is. Other big events, yes, Doctor Doom being brought in, yeah, no doubt. Or whatever our next giant event really is. I mean, I'm curious what's going to go on with, as I said, with the Secret Wars. and things like that. And I mean, we've got Secret Invasion coming up as a show, which still weirds me out that it's a show as it's listed. And I'm still wondering if that's really a show that's then leading into movies or somehow intermixed between them. Because, I mean, that could be really intriguing. It actually makes me less intrigued because it's listed as a show right now, though. Which is like, not movies. It's like, there's got to be interaction. And then, again, really and truly, though, talking about whatever is 10 years out for the next giant build, or maybe less. It doesn't necessarily have to take 10 years. We're doing so much more now than we were then. But I want that build and to get to that kind of crescendo again. It's like, oh,
that was
yes,
an
that's going to
journey.
be so much fun when we get there again. Not make X-Men until 2040. They can do it.
Yep. It's like an establishment. So, yeah.
We'll just start feeding them slowly in.
Slowly build up as we start to see the prejudice start to arise. And that
hey, it's only 20 years down the road. The MCU took 10 years to hit its first big thing. 10 years to this. And another 10 years. We've got the X-Men well established. Sure. Why not? You could do it.
Maximilian.
Your trick would still be that you need people like Xavier and Magneto who need to have been around for longer.
Yeah.
As I said, some of your older people within the X-Men universe that need to have been around, and that's trickier still.
Although we don't have to have given them screen time until later.
Right.
They
Right.
can be like this hidden.
Exactly. It's how you excuse the fact that they've been around, but no one ever said anything. But I think we can do that. Again, the universe is big enough. It's the same way you can talk about, hey, look, Mr. Fantastic, this giant genius, has been around this whole time. But hey, we didn't really care about him before, right? So, I mean, we have ways to make all of that work. I'm not super worried right there. And yes, as said, to Maximilian, have a good night, a magical night. And may the force be with you. Let's see, Kang the Conqueror, yeah, definitely there. Heck, there's an image of Mephisto in the background of of Loki. That's another giant villain as well. I mean,
One that we didn't see in WandaVision.
to be sure. I mean, there are so many big villains that can be brought out. I mean, there's no shortage of being able to say, hey, look, we can go 50 years in the future and still have big villains that we haven't freaking touched yet.
Yeah.
It's like, dang. I mean, same with all your heroic characters. There are so many people. Even with doing the shows like this, like we're doing this year, where there's pretty much enough shows and movies to take every week of the entire year. Even then, you just can't get it all. I mean, there's just not enough time and space. Especially as we keep expanding this universe and there's more and more and more.
Yeah. Recaps are going to be even more needed than before.
True, but
Before it was like a sequel's coming out to a movie. Oh, you just need to watch the sequel. And Marvel Universe is just like, oh, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you just need to watch like 5 different movies to figure out who these people are and how they fit. And how the world works. And, yeah.
Well, hey, 10 years from now, what they'll be doing, as I said, we'll have like 10 movies every year. And as far as shows are concerned, we'll have bingeable shows and we'll have weekly shows. Because that's the way they'll get all the shows out. So we'll have the binge shows that will pop up on occasion just for the one day, and boom, there's the entire 5-6 hours of show. Boom, binge it all. And then you'll have all the other ones, so you'll be having like 15-20 shows. Some of them will cross over at the same time, because that way you can have people cross over between the 2 different shows as they're airing at the same time. So the one will air at midnight, the next one will come out at 1 a.m., so you just have to stay up. Or no, probably different days of the week. But in all seriousness, though, when you already have enough shows to take every week of the year, now yes, some of that got backed up because of what happened in 2020. But even then, look at all the shows they're talking about that are lined up for next year and the year after. And that's not talking about sequels or second seasons to any of this stuff, let alone all the new stuff you still want to make.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how you keep doing it without doubling up at some point. I think they will. The question is in what way they'll double up, or whether they'll do some bingeable shows like that or something. I don't know. I'm curious to see, but I'd be surprised if they don't eventually. And hey, we're there for it.
Yes.
Oh,
we're there for the
man.
long run.
Hey, I'm with it till the end of the line.
Yep.
All right, what else do we got in here? Bucky called White Wolf was Infinity War right before. Oh, this is the Infinity War back before piece. Oh, or Cap got, yeah, that shield. That's because he didn't have his other shield at the time, though. Let's see. Oh, it was Infinity War. Oh, yeah, you're right. The White Wolf name didn't come up till, yeah, Infinity War. It wasn't over there at the Black Panther post-credit scene. You're right. Yep. Indeed. Let's see. Similar to Agatha, she was around for so many years and we never saw her. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you do that for a number of them. It's just trickier to talk about mutants and say that mutants were never talked about, even though they've been around and persecuted for all this time.
Yeah.
That's trickier.
That's tricky.
Again, you can say in hiding, but again, that you never heard about it. It's just messy.
The best thing you can do is try and tie it into our issue with superpowered individuals and the Accords.
Yeah.
So kind of starting that seed and just it evolving naturally from that. Not necessarily a persecution against mutants per se, just against powered individuals that includes mutants as well.
Right.
But we're still within the infancy, especially with the 5-year snap. Things have kind of, things are a little bit not as they were when the Accords first started.
Oh, while we're talking about things, other things I do want to see. I want to see some of my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters pop into the MCU. Also, I'd love to see, while we're at it, it'd be cool if we could see, say, some of the characters that were over in the Netflix Marvel series pop over, too, for that matter.
That'd be fun.
You know, recast at least or something, maybe that too. I don't know. But certainly I'd love to see some of my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters pop back in. So, let's see.
Yeah, true. Magneto's going to be a hard one to cast because of his backstory. Yeah, if we're doing this much more in the future, you're going to have to change a little bit of the backstory.
Yeah, well, pretty much. I mean, either that or he got frozen in ice for a while, just like Cap.
Just like Captain America.
He was his own capsule.
Yep.
Yes, Coulson. I'd love to see Coulson pop back in, too.
Oh.
Yes.
Especially the actor that plays Coulson in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Hey, I want my Coulson, I want my May, I want my Daisy. I want my Fitz and Simmons to at least, pop in just briefly. They've got, just saying, etc.
Oh my god. Imagine 30 years when there was 1,000 MCU films and trying to describe the events of the films you need to watch. Who hasn't seen any of them? That would be hard.
Well, somebody who's only born 20 years from now. Okay. As a kid, you got to start watching this because you're going to be getting spoilers for decades from now worth of shows. Okay, so at what age should you introduce your kid to the MCU, being that there's now 30 years worth of content to go through?
Yep.
Oh, man. I mean, that kind of question comes up for other things, too, of course. Whether you want to talk Star Wars or anything else, it's a big enough connected universe, but I mean, none of that's the MCU. Which is ginormous and quickly getting way bigger.
Yes, including shows and everything, too, so it's not just movies.
Well, as I was commenting, I mean, the amount of content that came out in the first 10 years is staggering. Let's be frank, it's 20-some movies, right? Mm-hmm. But 20-some movies, a little over 2 hours on average. So we're talking on the order of being a bit over 50 hours worth of content, right? WandaVision is 10% of that right by itself, because it's 5 hours worth of content. All of the shows are expected to be 5 hours, at least that's what we were told, although now we've heard different things on Falcon. But you know how many shows we're getting this year? I mean, we've got WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, We've got Miss Marvel. We've got Hawkeye show. I mean, in and of itself, I mean, there's 25 hours worth of content. In other words, those shows by themselves are around half of the amount of content that the entire MCU has had in its first 10 years almost. Plus, by the way, there are 4 movies. So by that, that's about half the content of the entire first 10 years. So by the end of next year, which looks to have a similar amount of content. And by the way, I'm not counting the What If show because that'll add its whole beast of stuff. But anyway, by the end of next year, in these 2 years, we'll probably put out as much content worth of time, or more probably, than the first 10 years of the MCU. In 2 years.
Impressive. I mean, it's definitely come a long way.
Yeah, I mean, just think about that. You want to do your marathon of the whole bloody MCU, it's going to take a bit of work. I remember we did that before Endgame, too. We marathoned everything through.
Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot
back then.
Yeah.
Now.
No, probably
For
not.
the next major thing? Yeah, we're going to go marathon it all before. Okay, everybody. We are streaming. We're going to go ahead and stream 16 hours a day, sleep 8 hours. We come on back. We're going to be doing this for about, 3 months before the big climactic, second decade ender.
Yeah, no.
Okay, probably not 3 months, but you're right, probably not 3 months, Oh, it'd be crazy.
Let's see. Marilla said you gave me an idea if we can talk to Bucky Wolverine. Especially since Falcon and Bucky are going to where Wolverine lived.
Yeah, if Wolverine's been around for a long time, I mean, that would have its advantage. Man, again, we get back to the tricks. Again, back to, I mean, somebody like Wolverine's a little easier if we argue he's been in secret. Yeah.
And he is long-lived.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would be interesting because, both being around from such an older time period could be quite fun, actually. Mm-hmm. Magneto's been frozen. Carbonite's been living in the Star Wars universe for some reason. Oh, there we go. We'll see Palpatine use his Force Lightning against Magneto. That's going to work. Whoops. Let's see. What if? In the future, every day there will be a new MC.
Marvel will just take over, everything.
Oh, indeed. I mean, one of the people I'd love to see pop up too, though, when it comes down to it, and this is talking X-Men, but it's tricky because again we're talking different universes. But I mean, if we could go ahead and bring in X-23, that would be fun. If we could find a way to do that, I mean, because she did such a good portrayal of X-23.
Yeah, she did. So, love it. Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're bringing Deadpool over. It's possible. Or we could just cast it as, the same character, but etc. But it wouldn't really be the same character if you didn't have the same backstory. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Yep, that's it. If it's 6 to 7 hours, it's about 3 movies. I know it. Back to part of what I love about the shows and the idea of it in the first place, which is why, all of the shows are higher up in my my order for the things I'm most excited for than any of the movies are, at least for this year, anyway. And that's because of that. I mean, there's so much more to a show than there is a movie because they have at least double the length of a movie, at least. So, hard to compete that way in the same way. At least certainly when we're talking this cinematic quality. I mean, if the quality wasn't to this degree, then maybe that would be one thing. Then I'd probably push a little more toward the movie, at least back a bit. 80-year-old Hugh Jackman.
I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Hey, we do...
Nailed Wolverine so well.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of X-Men, we do know Kevin Feige went ahead and talked to Patrick Stewart about Xavier. He did talk to him. Of course, we've heard Patrick Stewart said no, but, so that means nothing for anybody saying anything in the MCU. Heck, speaking of things, the whole Cap casting thing came out from Deadline back in January that said Chris Evans was nearing a deal to come back for at least 2 different things in the MCU, which, again, comes out of Deadline. I'll trust that one. I mean, that's usually pretty reliable. But since, after that, as said, Chris Evans put out a little news to me thing over on Twitter. And then Kevin Feige just recently went ahead and made this very interestingly worded response to the whole thing. And of course, the news things are all arguing, oh, well, no, he's definitely not coming back because Kevin Feige went ahead and said that about Chris Evans. But he didn't actually say no.
It was really cleverly worded.
Very cleverly worded. And said, what was the wording that he said? Okay, here was what Feige said. He said, I rarely answer no to anything anymore because things are always surprising me with what happens. But that rumor, I think, was dispelled rather quickly by the man himself. I love it. It is like the perfect evasion. Yeah. Because Kevin Feige likes to make it a point that he doesn't lie yet, or, on that kind of thing, even though that makes the actors lie, but that's a different matter.
You guys lie for me.
Right. But he starts it off with, I rarely answer no to anything anymore, blah, 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 blah. And then he doesn't say no.
Yep, he didn't say no.
But
he just said that, Chris Evans said no. Right. He's not, just because Chris Evans said no, that doesn't mean that's not
he's just like, that rumor was dispelled by Chris Evans.
Yeah, it's really cleverly worded. So whether it is or not, he didn't technically say no.
But by starting it off with, I rarely answer no, blah, 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 it feels like he said that, but he never did.
It feels like a Loki-ish thing to do, a play on words.
Oh, yes, it's a clever word game, and him deciding to be that clever about his wording makes me all the more suspicious, frankly. I mean, you're playing way too coy with that wording right there.
Mm-hmm. Although it could just be to play coy.
And don't get me wrong, he plays coy on everything. But it was a little too coy. Who knows? Again, also, it was only, Deadline only said it was nearing a deal. They didn't say it actually was. So there's also that. So, yeah. I'd still tell you, one of the series I really want to see is in between Civil War and Infinity War. I want to see that time period. Gap. Oh. And said, I want to see that time period, and I want to see our characters back. It's a great excuse to bring Chris Evans back in. Anyway.
Getting the perspective from other normal people as well. That'd be fun.
Yep. Also getting to see Wanda and Vision back then, too. Mm-hmm. But as I said, really just getting to see them all during that time period, because so much happened there, and we just have to, try to read into it and interpret it based off the little of it that we get to see in Infinity War.
Yep.
I mean, and a ton happened in those 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Doom or Galactus in Avengers 5. Speaking of the people we can get. I don't think Doom in 5, though. I think Doom is further out. I think Doom is not going to be till at least the 3rd major villain. So Thanos, someone else, Doom later. That's my guess. Doom is just big enough that I think he gets held further down the road. Mm-hmm. Just my guess.
Maybe that slowly person who pops up, a couple of movies.
Yeah.
Teasing.
YouTuber. Jerry and Natalia series. Yeah. Hey, X-Files show. I mean, we get to, as long as we get to have Jimmy and Darcy in it as well, then sure, okay.
That'd be awesome.
Sign us up, we'll go for it.
Thank you.
Let's see. Okay, I think it is getting late, and it is probably time to go ahead and sign on off. Unless you want to go ahead and, I could leave you here with them, for the next couple of hours.
They can watch me sleep.
No. I mean, doing Fantastic Four, not as the main villain. No, definitely let's not do that. I mean,
he's got to be like an Avengers type level threat.
It's like we could introduce him, though, because after all, he does take a while to get to that kind of point. Or could.
The The Darcy and Jimmy Show.
Okay, so let us go ahead and get ready to sign on off. So we will see everybody again next week, of course.
Yep.
So don't forget to pop on by next week. And anybody who's interested in that Zemo one, that is the link over to the Freeform Marvel channel with the video for the Zemo Not a Villain video right there. So definitely go ahead, check that on out. As I said, I think you'll all get a kick out of it. After all, we're going to see Zemo in here soon enough. So. And yeah. With all that said, definitely talk to us on the Discord if you are over in that neck of the woods too. We love talking to you over there, and we definitely do that in between. As it all of this, right? So, as I said, you are more than free to go ahead and join us on the Discord too. The link is down below in the description always, and over there. And so, feel free to keep conversations with each other or us over there. And until next week, or whatever video we might see each other on, then I'm going to go ahead and say the usual. So have a magical day, and may the Force be with you.
Always.